Hello, everybody. John Weichell's in there right away. Superla Wisdom Show. Got my son's bow tie on that he got me for my birthday again. Gonna have it on for all week for sure. Goes with everything. Yeah. You always ask that, John Weichell. They're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. They have lots of injuries. There's not, they will not, yeah, they'll be screwed. Not even lots, pretty much one, I would say. Although the people in the Leafs groups, they think they're going to be fine. So I talk to I go over to Facebook and talk Leafs when I'm sharing out the videos, and they all think, oh yeah, second or third, they'll make the playoffs and all that stuff. But I don't see it. Hopefully we have our friend, what's his name? Hopefully he comes in, because I'd like to continue doing that one player for another player. That was really good. I'd like to do a video on that tonight, maybe. But not much news. Oh, I got to take this. Hello? Yes. Yes. Right. Okay. Okay. How much is that? A little bit short for that. Okay. All right. How much is it? Okay, good enough. Good. I'm doing my show right now. Okay. Hello. Sorry about that. I had to take that. Get my car done. Get my car all fixed up. Oh, you have a bunch of matchups today. I was hoping you were going to be here, Hajin. Sweet. Because I'm going to do a video tonight on this. So I'm going to do a video on the ones we did last night. Was Mercer, how you doing? Was Mercer in on this last night? Can we do a couple for Mercer? Were you doing that? Kyle, were you in on our choice between two players that we did last night? Like if you could choose between Bertuzzi and Garland, who would you take? We had 1 for Garland and 3 for Bertuzzi. Okay, so while we're waiting for some people to come in here, we'll get you to do these, and then Hajin is going to have a whole bunch more that we can do. So that'll be cool. Do you want to do that? Who would you choose between Bertuzzi and Garland? We'll do them really fast. Okay, who would you choose between Bertuzzi and Garland? Bertuzzi. Okay, Bertuzzi it is. We have Bertuzzi was the pick. Okay, what about Brown or Hornquist? Brown from LA or Hornquist? Hornquist. That means it's a tie. So we're going to need somebody else to come in here and do that. Sod or Killorn? Killorn? Okay, he won handily on that one. Pesci or Brodeen? Pesci. Demko or Shesterkin? There was... You got a little Shesterkin in your Demko there. Demko, another Demko. Everybody took Demko. Hintz or Barzell? Hintz or Barzell? Barzal, okay. Batherson or Kubalik? Yeah, I know. Arizona hired John Ferguson Jr. Yeah, he's been hanging out in Boston for a while. Kubalik. That's another tie. Shit. Meyer or Tuck? I might have to send this out to the group to break the ties. I'll send it out to the Meyer or Tuck. Tuck. That's another tie. We got a whole bunch of ties. Okay, well, people will come in the next little while. From now on, the people that come in, they can only break the ties. I'm not going to do every single one of them. So that's what we're doing. We're doing a whole bunch of those like that. And then we're going to put it out. I'm going to do a video about it tonight, and then I'll put it out. Our videos in general are doing pretty well. The last one didn't seem like the ranking of the number one centers is not hitting on all cylinders, really. They didn't seem to be too interested in where their number one center ranked in the league. But the people that are watching it are watching a lot of it. So that's good. Like, there's a lot more people this time that are watching the whole thing. So that's awesome. So that's what we're going to do. And Hajin, I don't know if he's still in here because he might have left while you were doing that. But Hajin's got a bunch of these to do. A bunch more to... He's the one that did it all. Big ups for Hajin. Welcome. Thank you very much. That was a really good idea. Came up on that. I'm going to have to... I hope that's how you say his name, by the way. He never did correct me on that. It looks like Hajin because That's usually how you say that. Alexanian. Yeah, go ahead. You can, of course, you can make suggestions for player comparisons. Player comparisons. It doesn't have to be all Hygien. Make them do it up. Let me change the title here. Oh shoot! I just erased the whole title. What's going on here? Cancel. Edit. It won't let me edit it. Oh, that's why. Jeez. Oh, that was funny. What's going on here? What's going on? I did a title. Okay, it's not letting me do the title. What the heck? How come it won't let me do the title? Huh, it won't let me edit the title. For some reason, I don't know why. Okay, whatever. Pedersen or Kane? I think it'll be Pedersen and Kane. Yeah, I think almost everybody in the world would take Pedersen over Kane. Mercer. Just because of his youth. I would. Wouldn't you agree, Hygien? Yeah, I think just about everybody would take. You take. See, there you go. Maybe it's not. I take Pedersen all day. There you go. It depends. See, it depends on what you're looking at here. Are you looking at it from? See, so maybe that isn't as bad a one as you think. I'm taking Pedersen for sure. See, that's not bad. We already have a conflict, so let's do it. Pedersen or Kane. Weichel takes Kane. See, I'm taking Pettersson all day. Well, who are you taking then? Mercer, who are you taking on that? Everybody's taking Kane but me. Now, why would you want Kane? He's poor defensively. Yeah, he's a great offensive contributor, but I mean, Pettersson's way younger. Yeah, it just tells you. Like, first of all, he's a center. Second is upside. There's no upside for Kane. There's only downside. Kane is a legend, but he's old. I mean, I guess that depends on, like, if you want to win right now, I still take Pettersson. I take Pettersson all day on that. It depends on the team, I suppose. I mean, if you're already stacked up the middle, yeah, maybe you take Kane, but Kane's quite the floater, though. His offense kind of makes up for it. His offense does make up for the fact that he's an absolute crap show defensively, but I'm not saying he's bad, but in all honesty, I'd probably take the shoot first center. Yeah. But that's what makes this fun, right? Like, what do you value in a player at the moment, or how you look at it? That's what creates a good discussion. So I kind of like that comparison, because do you value, how old is Pettersson? Like, Pettersson's what, 21 years old maybe? Girl, I would have thought everybody would have took Pettersson. So shows you what I know. 22. He's 22. He's probably going to have at least a 90-point season. Now, last year, Kane. It's a good comparison because it really gives you an idea what people value in a player at the stage of their career. Kane is a wizard, don't get me wrong. Like, he's got killer hands. He's only 32. Actually, I thought he was older than that. But he had 66 points in 56 games last year. I don't know. Maybe in certain circumstances I would take Kane, but I don't think it's a slam dunk. Yeah, he's a killer passer, no doubt about that. Tavares or Taves? That's actually not a bad one too. I think I got to lean Tavares on that one. I think I got to lean Tavares on that one. Because Jean says, see, look at that, tells you. I don't think Tavares is a bad captain. Tavares, yeah. It's so close. I mean, Taves, I think, is probably the better leader, but I don't think that's because Tavares is a bad leader. I think Kane's just one of the best leaders of all time. Yeah, I don't know. He's coming off of injury right now, too, so how good is he going to be? Well, Taves has been getting hurt. Taves was out all year last year, so Did everybody put their thing in? Did Hajin do that one? Taves all day. Okay. Taves all day. 2 Tavares. 3 Tavares. I'm on the fence on that one. If you're talking about, you know, going to win a Stanley Cup, who am I going to take? Probably Taves. I take Braden Point all day. I don't that one I do think is kind of an unfair comparison because Braden Point's a center. He controls his own line. Like I can't, that one for sure. I can't see anybody taking Gunsel over Braden Point. I can't see anybody doing that. What? Yeah, Point all day, all day. Nothing against Gunsel. It's just Braden Point has probably got a better shot than Gunsel, and he's a center. Like, there's not many places that Gunsel can hold a, and like I said, he's a center. So if you're going to compare a center versus a winger, the winger has to be. No, go ahead, Eugene. We'll just do it, and then we'll figure it out after. We'll just have fun with it, and then I'll see what I'm going to do after that. More people. CL should be coming in here soon. Lauren, where's Lauren? Lauren's not in here yet. We should get more people coming in here soon. We'll do it, and then hopefully as people come in, we'll try to get them to catch up. Maybe I'll share it out here. Yeah, I don't see Joey anywhere anymore. Kale McCarr or, oh, that's easy. Mangiapane or Greenway? There's a good one. Mangiapane, McCarr all day, Mercer. All day, all day, all day, all day. Try McCarr Fox. Who are you taking between those? That would be one. Mangiapane or Greenway? That is freaking tough, dude. I love both of those players. I love both of those players. I'm probably leaning that Mangiapane or Greenway. 2 Greenway. Mangiapane or Greenway. We got Weichel. Yeah, we already got McCarr is a go. We're not. I don't think I'm going to do that one. Everybody's going to take McCarr over Carlson. Maybe McCarr or Hedman or something like that. That might do it. McCarr Fox. Which one would you take? That would be it. But for Greenway or Mangiapane. I think this is going to be a really interesting video. So we got Weichel. What do you got? There's not too many players you could have put in there. You would take Fox over Makar? I would take Makar. So we'll do that one too. Fox or Makar. We'll do Fox or Makar, and Mangiapane and Greenway. We're still waiting for Weichel. Weichel would take Fox all day. Makar for Mercer. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one for people to even really have a good idea about the two. What do you got for Makar or Fox, Eugene? Everybody took Greenway. That'll be interesting to see what happens when I send it to the Calgary people. Mercer takes Ferraro over... Ferraro for Weichel and Mercer. And we got a tie because I got Anderson. I think Anderson moves or has more mobility than Ferraro does. Ferraro is really good, but I mean Ferraro's a good defenseman, but for the most part, he's playing over his head in San Jose, I think. Like, he looks a lot better in San Jose because everybody else is so bad. Yeah, Ferraro's bigger. I think Anderson just has more all around. He's a good passer out of the zone. I mean, I wouldn't say a great passer, but he's a good passer. He gets the puck out of the zone really well. The young Muslim? That's not what you meant to say. Muzzin. Young Muzzin. Anderson's a young Muzzin. That's what you were trying to say? Sorry. Anderson's a young Muzzin. I think that's what you were trying to say. Yeah. Connor McDavid or Cody Ceci. There's probably a good one there with Cody Ceci. It's too bad we don't have Peyton on the radio. I don't know. Peyton on the radio here. He'd be looking up stuff like crazy and giving you every stat, defensive stat, and all that kind of stuff like that. Ooh, Nylander Nylander versus Besser. I know people in Nylander and most of the guys for the Leafs. Again, I would take Ty Smith. John Carlson's getting too old, that's all. It depends on what you're asking it for. I mean, if you're talking about, like, if you're going for the cup right now, I'd probably take John Carlson because Ty Smith's so green. But if you're talking about, like, overall, Ty Smith has just got, hey, Hockey News Reports, good. You can break some ties for us. We're doing the player comparison game. You guys write down your Nylander for Bessers, and we'll break some ties here. So, what was the tie? Okay. Drake Batherson or Kubalik? Hockey News Reports. Batherson or Kubalik? Would you take Batherson or Kubalik? Colton Sceviour signs a PTO with the Oilers. Good. I like that play. Wow, that's not a bad play. He'll probably make that roster, actually. He'll probably make the Oilers roster. Kubi. Okay. So that's 4. Kubalik wins that one so far. How about Meyer or Tuck? Meyer or Tuck. And if anybody's new here and you want to do this as well, go ahead. We're also looking for Nylander and Besser. Tuck breaks the tie. Sweet. Do we have any more? Brown or Hornqvist? Brown from LA, Brown. And Hornqvist. A lot of players signed PTO, yeah. New Jersey opened the gates for that. Hornqvist. Okay. I had a feeling you were going to say Hornqvist. Okay, so that's the tie. So now Nylander, Besser. Nylander for Weichel. Nylander for Mercer. Wow, this is so tough because Besser, I mean, I think Nylander has the better upside, maybe. There's not too many wingers I would choose over Besser, but Nylander might be one of them. So Nylander or Besser, Hockey News Reports. You like his shot more? I don't know, one of his Besser's best qualities. Nylander or Besser? Besser from the Vancouver Canucks. Besser. You take Besser. I'm going to slightly tick Nylander here so far. Connor versus Gunsel. I take Connor all day. Does anybody take Gunsel over Connor? Connor's like could be a 50-goal scorer this year. Wow. Okay. Wow. Look at that. It shows you. I did not think anybody was going to take Gunsel. Three Connors, one Gunsel. Connor, four Connors. So yeah, Connor wins that. Hands down. No doubt about it. Allen versus Hudobin. That's one for Allen. Hudobin. Hajin says Hudobin. Weichel says Hudobin. Mercer says Hudobin. And I say Hudobin. I'm not huge on Allen. I think he's a little overrated. Dano over Dvorak, I think. I think that's a no-brainer. I take Dano. Yeah, I got your Allen. Yeah, I don't even know if that's... I mean, Dano is Selke Trophy caliber right now. Dvorak, I don't believe is. McNabb versus Edmondson. That's a good one. That one, I honestly think it's 6-1. Like, I don't think one's any better than the other. Marner all day over to Brinkat. Marner all day. Yeah, I would definitely take Marner there. Mercer would take McNabb. I honestly don't really think one's any better than the other there. I think they're both pretty equal. Take the younger one, I guess. Take the younger one. Edmondson's 28 and McNabb. Isn't McNabb like 30? Vegas. Yeah, he's 30. I guess I'd take Edmondson just because he's younger. Wow. Hockey News Reports takes Edmondson. McNabb wins that. Phil Kessler, Crosby. Yeah, that'll be a big one. Matthews or McKinnon? I think oh, Trocheck, they're the same player. If you were to go Trocheck or RNH, first of all, let's do Matthews or McKinnon. Since McKinnon on our broadcast, on our thing, McKinnon was ahead of Matthews by quite a bit. Matthews or McKinnon? We'll do that one. That was from Mercer. I got Matthews. Matthews' shot just, I think he's underrated defensively. McKinnon's good defensively too. But I'm going to take Matthews' shot over McKinnon's. McKinnon's more physical, but Matthews isn't bad in that department, isn't horrible anyways. He certainly can handle the physical play. He may not be as aggressive as McKinnon physically, but he can handle the physical play. Trocheck versus RNH. I think I'd go RNH simply because he can play wing and center. But Trocheck has better offensive ability than RNH. But RNH is better two-way, so it's very close. Mac is a tiger. Matthews will probably pot 60 goals this year. So I like, sometimes it's just one aspect of somebody's game is so amazing that, and it's not like it's the only aspect to his game, but that shot may go down as one of, if not the best of all time. Yeah, he does get a lot of hate. Yeah. If he pots 60 to 65, which I think I think he could very well do, people will change their mind quite a bit about Matthews. But I don't. Here's the thing is, okay, let's break away from this for a second. Let's go back to the Tkachuk deal. I'm talking to Ottawa Senators fans. I'm talking to Ottawa Senators fans, and I said that if I were Ottawa, I would give Kachuk up to $9 million a year. If you can get away with 8.5, great. For 8 years. And they scoffed at me saying that he's not worth $8.5 million a year. And then we went back and forth. Basically, they're saying, well, you know, he's only had a 45-point season. And then last year, I think he was on about a 50-some point pace. For a 22-year-old with not really a number one center, that's what I'm saying. I was like, you're paying for the projection of what Kachuk is going to be when Stützle is playing center again and they're playing together. He's easily a point per game guy, I believe. Anyways. We'll see if I'm right. Maybe wrong, but I think he's a point per game guy playing with Stützle at his, you know, as he's progressed to his max. And on top of that, he's probably right now very close to the best power forward in the game. Well, I mean, you got to know the character of the player you got. I don't think, like, this is the thing with me, with the Kachucks, is it's not like they weren't already wealthy. It's not like the Kachucks are just coming into money. They've always had money. They've always been rich. Their father's very wealthy. Not only did he make a lot of money playing hockey, he's a very successful businessman. So it's not like they're just coming into this idea of getting money. For a guy with his kind of character, every time you do something, there's a risk involved in it. Yeah, like there's certain guys that you probably don't want to do that to. You just want them to get used to having a little bit of money. But let's say you go on a bridge at $5 million a year for the next 3 years or whatever. Is that really going to be like, isn't $5 million a year quite a crap load of money to throw into somebody's pocket? Like, couldn't that just ruin their development right away? But what does it ruin? What does it mean that they ruin their development? They just start development in the sense that they start thinking that they're better than they are because they got this money. There's probably some value in that. Like, because you got the $9 million now, they start thinking that they're better than they really are, and they stop working for what they are. There's probably a value to that. There's probably, you know, some. It's probably a decent argument. But if you look at the teams out there that are doing the best out of everyone, if you look at the teams that are doing better than everybody else, they did these deals. They made these long-term deals with players. Like McKinnon's on like the stupidest contract right now. That there is a question mark to how Hamilton's going to perform in New Jersey for sure. The guy moved around so much. There's got to be a reason for that. Just straight out being honest here, when a guy moves around that much, there's usually a reason personality-wise for it. And for that reason, I wonder if he's going to get the $9 million and kind of pack it in. That's about the only thing. Like, he gets this big contract. I'd say he's a candidate for a player that could pack it in. He's a candidate. Like he's not a guy that exudes impeccable character. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if he could have a lower point average for that reason. However, New Jersey's getting skilled pretty fast. Sharon Govich, why do I always forget his name? Like they could have a surprising team this year. Their offensive depth is pretty solid, but it's young, it's green. You don't know if they're all going to hit their stride right now, but I mean, they got good depth, offensive depth. The problem that they have, I think, more than anything, is the defensive part of the game. But Zaka, Hischier, Bratt, Sharon Govich, Huge, Kaukonen, all of those guys could have huge step-up years this year. They're right around that age where they have the breakout years. You could even say that Zaka had his breakout year last year, but could even be better this year. It could be a surprising year for New Jersey, I think. Coach is Lindy Ruff. Lindy Ruff is the coach. When he got signed, a lot of people weren't too happy with it because he was like this old school guy. You got a big one, okay. That's what she said. Well, no, she probably didn't, but. Oh, going old school. Going old school. Alfredson or McGinley. Yeah, we'll do that on the next video. We'll go old school on some old school comparisons. I bet you that would bring up a lot of conversation in the chat rooms. Holy crap. McGillney for you, eh? I think I got to go McGillney too, but man, it's tough because Alfredson was the leader. McGillney had the shot and the skill and all of those sort of things like that. McGillney was the better player on the ice, no doubt about that. But Alfredson was, everybody got McGillney on that one. I wonder what, maybe I'll do that right at the end of the video. And then I'll go to, nobody took Alfredson? Oh gosh, that would be, I'd get so much hell for that. Now you're going to comparing comparing, the problem with that is you're comparing eras, and it's like next to impossible to do that. But all I can say is I've never seen a guy skate with the puck on his stick like McDavid. But then I've never seen a guy pass a puck like Wayne Gretzky. So Wayne Gretzky played like he had eyes in the back of his head, man. I've never seen a guy that could pass the puck to people and seriously not look at all, like never look that direction whatsoever, like Wayne Gretzky could. I saw one time Wayne Gretzky was, because I used to watch him live all the time. He went into the corner, literally facing the boards, and I even went and I recorded the game at home, but I ended up going to the game. So when I got home, and at that time recording the game wasn't easy. I had to call somebody up and call my parents up and tell them to record the game. So anyways, I recorded the game on tape. And then to watch it, you had to fast forward it to the spot, find it on the tape and everything. And because I had to figure out how Gretzky could have known, and I can't remember who it was. I think it wasn't Curry. It was somebody like just a regular player. It's funny, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Paul Coffey, actually. That's not just a regular player, but I think it was Paul Coffey. Anyways, he looked at the boards the whole time. And I said to my buddy at the time, because he passed it to Coffey, Coffey scored. And I said, I could have swore that Gretzky never once looked to the front of the ice there. I could have swore it. So while we were coming home, I was like, you know what? I taped the game. I went to the spot where he scored that goal, where Coffey scored that goal. And I know he never did look Never, like literally never looked. Even when he was going into the corner, he did not look over his shoulder. He didn't know anybody was coming. I'm sure Coffey called out to him. But then I noticed what he did. And what he did is he used the reflection of the glass to see the player and backhanded it to him over two sticks right on the blade. Right on the frickin' blade. His line mates were his stick, yeah. I never seen a guy pass like that. So I've never seen a guy as fast as McDavid with the puck on his stick. The closest was Pavel Bure. Maybe Teemu Selanne, but I think Pavel Bure was the closest that I saw that could skate like him on his stick. Mario Lemieux, now if you took Mario Lemieux and you put him with McDavid's skates and conditioning and all of that, would he be like that today? Maybe. But it's so hard to compare. Like Mario Lemieux looked like he wasn't even trying out there half the time. Mario Lemieux is probably the most beautiful forward skater I've ever seen, as far as just effortlessness. Like he never looked like he was trying. It's really hard for me to make those decisions. I think everybody will probably take Gretzky right now, and that's totally understandable. But I think after we see what McDavid's going to do this year, and you compare like what other players have done, if he puts up 160 to 170 points, which I think is possible this year, I think you really got to start looking at him. And he can do that on a consistent basis now for the next couple of years. I don't know. You might be able to see him, put him in the ranks of the greatest player of all time. Patrick Waugh. I love Carey Price, but Patrick Waugh all day long. Patrick Waugh's run in 86, I think it was one of the greatest goaltending spectacles I've ever seen. Yeah, I agree. 170 points now. At least 200. Probably more, actually. When you think that, you know, a 100-point player right now, a 100-point player right now is considered a superstar. And he gets 170 points? There were players in Gretzky's day that were potting 130, you know, 120, I think, on a fairly regular basis, and he got quick. But you know what? That's not a bad one, Hygiene, because Thomas, when he that one or two runs in the playoffs there have got to be that's got to be some of the greatest goaltending I've ever seen. I don't think Quick was as good as Thomas was in his prime on those two runs that Thomas made. That's the thing. Like, Bernier or Reimer. You know who I got on that all day. Quick has the durability. Thomas has the two cup runs that were just absolutely freaking unbelievable. Closest thing I saw to Dominic Hasek, that cup run. So what do you say about that? I just don't think he has the body of work. I probably got to go with Quick overall. But Quick had actually... Quick had a pretty good team in front of him, but so did Thomas. But I don't know, he was just stopping everything. Thomas just had a smaller sample size to look at, but I think Thomas's sample size is greater than anything that Quick didn't have a run like Thomas did. But he had a better overall career than Thomas by quite a bit. So Dominic Hasek. Dominic Hasek for sure. Oh, still Hasek. Mark Messier, Peter Bonte. Does anybody have Waugh over Hasek? I think Hasek was the greatest goaltender of all time. I didn't see Terry Sawchuk, but I hear that Terry Sawchuk was a lot like Dominic Hasek, and his numbers were insane. So if you ask, like, my dad would say Terry Sawchuk for sure. No, I still say Hasek. Tretiak was amazing, though. I would say Tretiak is second, then Patrick Waugh, then Brodeur. But if anybody says differently, I mean, it's such a freaking, like, if somebody says Patrick Waugh, because I don't argue too much, like, I've just thought about it way too much. To me, Kasich is the best goaltender of all time, too. Yeah. Again, that's why I wonder if I should go Thomas over Quick, because what Hasek did in Buffalo was just stupid. And we talked about that before, how, you know, he put up a .930 playing with some of the worst defense in the league. His numbers were just absolutely insane, considering the position that he was put in on a team. And you can make a really good case for Tretiak too, though. Tretiak was an absolute beast. If I put anybody in that category of Dominik Hasek, Tretiak would probably be it. Yeah. Yeah. Dominik Hasek took a Buffalo team to the playoffs that shouldn't even have been to the finals in the playoffs, that shouldn't even have made the playoffs. Like, that team should not have made the playoffs. Tretiak is the Yashin of hockey? Or Yeltsin, the Yeltsin of hockey. Is that what you meant to say? Because Yashin was in hockey. Yeah, that was kind of a big mistake by Toronto, trading Rask for Raycroft. Probably not well advised, yeah, for sure. So let's look at some other ones, old school ones. Old school comparison. Old school. Oh, Yashin soccer. Okay, I gotcha. I don't know soccer what they're doing. I got to think of some now. I'm going to try to think of some since we got time. How about Luongo or... Hey, I got one for you. How about Luongo for Miller? Luongo or Miller in Buffalo and LA? Ryan Miller or Roberto Luongo? I think it was Ryan, wasn't it? Luongo. Okay, my first one wasn't very good. Everybody's taking Luongo. Let me think of a better goaltender than Miller. Maybe I should have went with Luongo or Thomas. That would be a tough one, because Luongo had a greater career. If Luongo would have played with the, like, he took that Vancouver team he took to the finals was not spectacular. Palffy or Briere? I go Briere. Palffy was lazy as heck. Did you know that Palffy, he used to sleep like 12 hours a day, and he was like a major video game addict. They had a terrible time getting him to practice and stuff like that. He never hung out with anybody. He just played video games and slept all the time. And still was that good. Could you imagine? Like he was a great hockey player. He still worked out. He kept in shape and everything like that. I don't know where he found the time to sleep all that much, but. Oh, really? I usually get between 6 and 8, yeah, somewhere around there. 7 is my average. Usually 7. I used to live off 4. Would anybody have taken Palffy? Palffy was a slick player, man. But, yeah, he wasn't. I know he was traded from Edmonton because he wasn't really a team guy. He didn't hang out with the team. And they were a tight-knit group that all hung out with each other, so he kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. But when he was in Pittsburgh, apparently it didn't bother guys quite as much. They were just like, as long as he's going to pot 25 to 30 goals every year, we don't really care. So, Lindros or Sakic? Lindros. It hurts me to say that inside. It hurts me to say that because I love Joe Sakic. But Eric Lindros was probably... Well, who put coffee out there? Did somebody put coffee or somebody? Oh, that's... Oh, Carter Hart. I mean, well, we don't know yet. What Hart can be, probably better than Mike Smith, but Mike Smith is a warrior. If Carter Hart had Mike Smith's warrior-like attitude, he'd crush it. But Mike Smith is a freaking warrior. Lindros or Sakic? I want to hear those. Lindros or Sakic? I'm going to post these on my title all the time. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post all of these up here on my title. Eugene says Lindros. Mercer says Sakic. Weichel says Lindros. Yeah, if he would have had a longer career, you know, Sakic had the longer career, won the cup, but I've never seen a guy play like Lindros, man. I think he was the greatest power forward of all time. Straight up, greatest power forward of all time. Before him, it was Messier, maybe O'Reilly, possibly Gordie Howe maybe Gordie Howe. Gordie Howe might have been, because Gordie Howe, but I never got to see Gordie Howe play. Maybe you got to put Gordie Howe as the greatest power forward of all time, just from the, but you're hearing stories from the legend of Gordie Howe. Like, everybody was afraid of Gordie Howe. Nobody wanted to fight Gordie Howe. He was tough, but he was also dirty. I think Lindros was probably the cleanest, maybe one of the cleanest power forwards ever, too. Lindros never really went on a headshots. You know, he got hit himself, but he used to make huge clean hits and go out of his way to hit everything. Like they told him too that if he kept on playing like that, his career was going to be over. Well, now we're starting to get some people in here. Lindros or Sakic, everybody. Yager or Fedorov? I think I got to go Yager. By a smidge. We only got one for Yager or Fedorov so far. Maybe you don't know. Maybe it's before your time. You can't decide. I think I go Yager. I mean, when you think about that team, though, Pittsburgh team, or even that Detroit team, like both of those teams were insane. I guess that's a good one if you can't decide. Sakic. No question, Sakic. Brett Hall had a great shot, but wow, we got a tie. We got a tie for Yager and Fedorov. So we got a tie for Yager and Fedorov. I wasn't. I don't know why, but I wasn't a huge Brett Hall fan. I take Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark, Brett Hall was good. I don't know who I would compare Brett Hall to. One of the greatest shots ever, but the rest of his game was pretty meh. Like a player of today that Brett Hall is like would be like, who's a guy that always has a great passer, scores a lot of goals. You would take Hall over Clark, really? Good thing CL's not here. He'd be losing his mind. I would take. The shot wasn't. His shot was incredible. Yeah. But he always had like the best passers everywhere he went, except for he had Oates in St. Louis. Who did he have in Dallas? Did he play with Modano? Because Modano was a shoot first guy. No, he's not like Hyman. Hyman's not a natural goal scorer, really. Brett Hall might have been one of the most natural goal scorers I ever saw. Like Brett Hall you wouldn't even know he existed, and then all of a sudden the puck would be in the net. He was definitely the most invisible player. I think I would go Fetisov over Salmin, but Salmin's one of the most underrated of all time. I would do Robitaille or Recchi. Oh, man. I like Recchi's overall game better. That's about as even as you can get right there. Robitaille, yeah, wow. Lucky Luke. Going back to Hall, I'm trying to think of a guy that he compares to in today's NHL. A winger. He's like very hard to compare anybody to. You don't see that type of player anymore either, really. The closest thing I can think of is maybe Patrick Laine. Hey, CL, you're in the house. Okay, we're doing old school comparisons here. We're doing old school comparison. Well, we've been doing a lot of different ones, but we started doing old school comparisons. And I know what your pick's going to be, but Lindros or Sakic? Lindros or Sakic, CL? See, Weichel's doing this, and all of these players were way before his time. Ray Bork, yeah, a freaking awesome defenseman. Are you going to take Lindros because he's a flyer? McSorley or Kachuk? What? Not even a thought there. Well, there's several of them, but Lindros or Sakic is the one I was thinking of. And the other one was it Clark or I didn't write it down. What was the Clark or somebody else? I think it was Clark or Hall. But Lindros or Sakic? I think it was Clark or Hall. Yeah, well, yeah, just because he's a flyer, right? And the other one was Clark or Hall, which I imagine you'll take Clark. I don't know why you go McSorley or Kachuk. McSorley was a bum. That's tough. Clark or Hall, really? Zetterberg. Lankinen or Herdobin. That's. Well, I'd just take Lankinen now simply because he's younger, probably. I don't know how good Herdobin's going to be now. He's getting to that age where it's. Now, I was trying to think of a player that Hull compared to now. Because Hull was like not great, not a great defensive player. You know what he reminds me of now? There we go. But he didn't pass as well as Phil Kessel, but sort of like Phil Kessel, I guess. But he wasn't as good a passer as Kessel was. But he kind of reminds me of Kessel in a lot of ways. Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark was mostly like he was not the point producer, everybody, but like he was the warrior to the point of being very dirty. In some ways, I think maybe Bobby Clark took it too far over the top. That's hard to say. Byram or Sanderson? I haven't seen enough of Sanderson to say, but if he's as good as Byram, Ottawa's going to be very, very happy. Yeah, I haven't seen enough of them. CL, yeah, I don't know how old CL is, but I think she's been around long enough to see these guys. Which one do I have up on my live stream right now? Oh yeah, that's one. Yager or Fedorov? CL, Yager or Fedorov? That was a tie. Yager or Fedorov? Well, I think you're going to take Fedorov because you're not going to take anybody from Pittsburgh. Oh, 26. So you really didn't see a lot of these guys. So yeah, Yager or Fedorov. You're probably just going to take Fedorov because Yager's a Penguin. Oh, your birthday is 2 days, Mercer. I just had my birthday, September 12th. True, he did play in Philly for a little while, yes. Oh, Whiteshaw, you're turning 25 in October? Okay. Yeah, he was in the KHL. He did go to the KHL. He got a ridiculous contract there. I don't know. Apparently, he said that if he wouldn't have went to the KHL, he would have stopped playing hockey. He was in a bad spot there for a while. That's not Ty Smith all day. You're October? Oh, yeah. So Yager Fedorov, you took Fedorov, so Fedorov is winning the Yager Fedorov one. That's really tough because Fedorov was like a beast defensively. Yager was not bad defensively either. Did you ever hear anyone say that Yager was not good defensively? Like, he was actually pretty good defensively. Was he Fedorov good? No, but Heiskanen or Shabbat's a good one. Again, they're going on projection. I think Heiskanen will be the better defenseman long-term than Shabbat. Yeah, his mullet was legendary. I think Heiskanen will be the better defenseman long-term than Shabbat. But it's very close. Shabbat's a better defenseman right now. So we got 2 for Heiskanen, 1 for Shabbat so far. Heiskanen. 3 for Heiskanen, 1 for Shabbat. Lots of Heiskanens. Saros. Brady Tkachuk. Binnington or Saros? Saros for sure. For me, for sure. Even though he's only had 1 spectacular year. Tkachuk all day. There's not too many players I'm going to take instead of Brady Tkachuk. To tell you the honest truth. I love that guy so much. Like, if I were to build a team around a player that's not a center, Brady Tkachuk would probably be it right now. You want to win cups? You want Brady Tkachuk. I just think the Ottawa Senators are being absolutely stupid, haggling over a couple $100,000 with Brady Tkachuk. Like, what a ridiculous. Get that guy signed up long-term right now. Like, right now. Don't even let him think for a second. Because you want him to start thinking, oh, you know what? I really would like to go to the United States. And, you know, it'd be nice to play in St. Louis where my dad did. And my brother wants to go there. And, you know, like, I would have him signed up so fast, his mouth. Like, I would hope he would. Not even a thought. That's a pretty good one, actually. David Rittich or Sergei Bobrovsky? I'll take Rittich. Because I know you probably shouldn't include contracts here, but I'll go Rittich just because I don't have the contract. I can get rid of Rittich anytime I want. Sergei Bobrovsky I'm locked into forever. Bobrovsky's probably the better goaltender, even when hasn't been playing very well. Deadmarsh or Naslund? I'd have to look at their stats. That's a tough one. Even with the contract, I mean, Rittich is pretty bad, I have to say. If you're not if contracts aren't part of it, I'll take Bobrovsky. If you're looking at contracts on top of it, I'll take Rittich. For Rittich, you mean? Highs are highs, lows are low for Rittich, are you talking about? Yeah, and the lows are more common than the highs now. But he gets down on himself and forget about it. Like, he gets down on himself way too easy. It's all mental with him. One for Tavares. The thing about Tavares is, what's he going to be from now on? We did Tavares or Taves. That was one of them we did, Tavares or Taves. Tavares or Taves. It was one that we did. How about Tavares or Sagan? Would you rather have Tavares as your number one in Dallas or Sagan? Yeah. Take Tavares over Sagan? I think so too. Well, let's just go down with it. Tavares. Tavares is a good one to put in a lot of places. How about Tavares or O'Reilly? Tavares or O'Reilly? Which one would you take? He's a point-a-game center. He's definitely a number one center still, I would say. I think I would take Tavares over O'Reilly. CL, you take O'Reilly over Tavares, okay? I might have to put that one down. That one's pretty cool. Tavares or O'Reilly. I have to work on this tonight because I got to put all the ones that. Tavares is or O'Reilly. This is who. If you're new, I see we just got a whole bunch of people come in here. We are saying we are doing one player or another player. Right now we're on Tavares or O'Reilly. We're going actually Tavares over whoever. I would take Tavares. We got 2 for O'Reilly already over Tavares. We got 2 people that would take O'Reilly over Tavares. We got new people in here. Which would you take, Tavares or O'Reilly? All you got to do is write down which one you like in the comment section. Oh, Vander Kane. I'm not taking Kane at all right now for anybody. So you look at the number one centers. You're not taking Couturier over Tavares. Lindholm or Tavares. Lindholm or Tavares. There's another one. If you just go down everybody's number one center list pretty much and say, would you take Tavares over that? I would take Tavares over Getzlaf. I would take Tavares over Lindholm, although I like Lindholm. I would take Tavares over Lindholm myself. I would take Tavares over O'Reilly. I'm pretty high on Tavares. I just think it was a bad idea for Toronto to pick him up. You would take Lindholm over Tavares? Really? Wow. Tavares' reputation has taken a kicking ever since he went to Toronto, hasn't it? You would take Tavares over Sagan. So you would take Lindholm over Sagan? You're pretty low on Sagan. Well, because Malkin is injured so often, I probably would take Tavares. But if it was like a perfectly healthy Malkin, I would take Malkin for sure. You're low on Sagan. Is that just because of his attitude, social media stuff, and all that kind of stuff like that, or? Malkin, yeah, for sure. I mean, Malkin in his prime, or Malkin when he's perfectly healthy and playing well, there isn't too many centers I'm going to take over him, for sure. Oh, you're just not a Dallas fan in general. Okay. Colorado, easy. No. Kopitar. I'm pretty sure everybody would take Kopitar over Tavares. How about Zibanejad? Zibanejad versus Tavares. I don't think Sagan's got another 40 in him. I think that injury was too much. It would be pretty impressive if he came back with a 40-goal season now after all the injury he's been through and everything. That would be pretty impressive. Tavares over Zibanejad. Wonder what Tavares would be like playing with Panarin. Not a first-line center. So you think Panarin pretty much propped him up for his 40-goal season there? We're talking about if we're putting salaries in it, then Tavares is lower on the list for sure. But he had 80. What did he have last year? 50 points in 56 games. He's basically like a point-a-game guy now. But if he played with Panarin, how much would he get? Like, probably more than Zibanejad. Yeah, you wouldn't need any more. You wouldn't need anybody else on your team, really. Yeah. I mean, he did score 40 goals though. He scored 40 goals one year, and just trying to think. A lot of that's probably Panarin though. Yeah, almost a point a game last year. Yeah, it was just that one year though. He's only had the one super big year. That was a pretty big year though. I think on average, he's probably about a 70-point player, somewhere around there. Yeah. Last year he would have been mid-30s goal scorer if it projected over a 52-game season. Comparing coaches? Oh, geez. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good one, too. Okay, what else we got? Tavares. Might as well keep up our Tavares or coming in. Tavares or Scheifele? Tavares or Scheifele? Scheifele. CL Scheifele. What would Tavares do with Connor on his left and Wheeler on his right? That's who would it be, right? Yeah, Wheeler on his right and Connor on his left. But Scheifele got 63 points in 56 games last year. Pretty much everybody likes Scheifele over. So Peyton on the radio has got a series going on. I don't know if you've seen it. I think he's on the LA Kings now. And it's pretty cool. You want to check it out. Off the Wall Hockey John, he just did something pretty cool. I think it was like subscribers predictions or I'll look it up here. Yeah, subscriber standings predictions live stream. Oh, he's doing that tonight. He's doing a live stream at 5:30, which I think will be 7:30 Eastern tonight. And then he's got he's got a couple up here I got to post. He just did Calgary Flames. Everybody took Scheifele. Who else are there? I wonder if you could convince him to go to Vegas. That would be one place that maybe he might not mind going to. How about Larkin? Tavares or Larkin? Tavares or Larkin? Tavares, yeah. I would take Tavares over Larkin, too. They're pretty close, though, really? I would take Tavares. I don't think it's too close. I think Tavares would do a lot better. I don't know. I like Tavares' overall game. I think Tavares is really going to get, I don't know. How do I explain it? I mean, he's almost a point-a-game player, but he gets crapped on like crazy. No, I just thought I thought Tavares was just a very interesting guy to compare to everybody else because he gets crapped on a lot. I think he would fit into a lot of people's second line centers. Not to mention, we've got a lot of trades, or we got a lot done. So I got plenty here to do a video with. So I just was having fun with Tavares. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use all these, honestly. And I got to put them in order so that teams go with teams and stuff like that. But that was very interesting. Thanks a lot. I like that. That was fun. So we will have, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Wood is on the trade block. So yeah, that's the reason why. But that has nothing to do with... it's not like New York Islanders would have been worse if they had Tavares. I mean, let's face it. If New York Islanders still had Tavares and they had Barzal, they probably would. They might have been able to beat Tampa. Yeah, today's Wednesday, so tomorrow's Thursday. I'll see if I get some time tonight to do this video, but it is time to go. It was awesome talking to you guys. This has been a lot of fun. I can't wait till it's hockey season and we have like 20, 30 people in this live stream. I know that's going to happen soon because this is too much fun. How could anybody miss out on this kind of frolic? I don't know, but check out Off the Wall Hockey's live stream tonight. Should be pretty good. It's a subscribers. It's a subscribers party, not just for subscribers, but I guess he got together with the subs, and they came up with their predictions for each division to make the playoffs and all that. So should be pretty cool. I'll probably drop in, say hi to it too. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow, same time. Okay, bye.